Well, hello there and welcome to issue number 6 in my forecast, and this one is all about the Virgo and all their Eastern combinations for the year of the horse, which starts on the 31st of January this year, and it goes all the way round to the 18th of February 2015. That is the whole of the year of the horse, so the Chinese Eastern year. And if there's any Virgos out there just tuning in, or you want to know your Eastern sign, or anything about the compatibilities for that Virgo combination, just check my previous videos. If there isn't one uploaded yet about your combination, just message me on here, or email me, my inbox here. That's no problem. I'll answer you straight away what Eastern year you are, if you're under any problem of knowing that. So I'm here, and I normally get back to you pretty quickly. So there we go. Let's start then. In the year of the horse, as I say, and it's going to be a fantastic year for the Virgo horse. Always in your home territory with the horse years. They tend to favour all the horses in the Western zodiac, so to speak. So the Virgo horse is going to be fantastic. A highly skilled individual. You'll find that something that may be a really dear hobby to you, or something that you're very skillful at, you've always been complimented at, because that's what the Virgo horse is. They love detail. They've got such a great eye for sorting out little problems, and detailed stuff like surgery, design, dressmaking, anything like that, when it needs that sort of fine eye, plus that little bit of flair and skill that the horse has. This would be a great year to start a business up in that. If it's just been a hobby and you've been thinking about, shall I go for it, shall I try it? This is a year when you can get it off the ground, because there's a lot of favourable things in the planetary aspects that it's all lending itself to you to say, hey, strike while the iron's hot in this year. And as I say, the Virgo horse can have plenty of luck. Financially, it's going to be strong, and to do with work, businesses and family, it's all strong, and travel is also very good for the Virgo horse in this year. Also, to have a really good year this year, it's going to be strong for the Virgo dog. The Virgo dog, is a little bit born anxious. They like to fuss, but they're such a caring, loving individual. But they find that it's reciprocated a lot more in this year. They may have been a little bit worried about the partner they've been with, etc., or they feel as though things have been taken for granted a little, and they could take the foot off the gas a bit in the worrying and anxious aspects. Things are going to fall into place quite well from the 31st of January. They're going to get a bit more come back from their partner. They're going to feel a lot more sort of unisolated and thinking they're the only ones doing the worrying. The burden's going to be shared a little bit more, and plus, if they are looking for that certain partner they haven't found, or there's a single Virgo dog out there, then this is a good year to find that special loved one. Someone who's going to give you the loyalty and love that your caring this does deserve. Also, it's going to be a fantastic year for the Virgo tiger. The Virgo tiger, as we know about justice, speaking up and being ever so caring for others, sometimes get taken advantage of there. They're always willing to help absolutely everybody and anyone. But whereas in the past I may have helped people and not got that same back, this is going to be a good year for it's going to be, definitely returned. And also, if they are in the caring industry, they make fantastic nurses, teachers, things like that. They're very good at that. They will really be giving back that sort of effort and that heart that they put in. It's going to be reciprocated. They're going to feel a lot more self-value and a lot more, precious, and a lot more sort of, appreciated, which is fantastic for the self-esteem of the Virgo tiger. The next three in my section are going to have a good solid year, not quite up there in the level with the three I just mentioned, but a very solid year, and one which can be built on. And if there's been good gains made last year, something nice and solid, and stuff that's going to be nice and nurturing. And let's start straight away with the Virgo pig. The Virgo pig would have had a very, very tough year last year, emotionally, and to do with the home. There could have been upheavals, moving, or the trouble with the house, like things going wrong, the roof leaking, etc. like that. All little things that just where you think the luck's slightly turning against you continually. And plus it wasn't a great year for money for the pigs, although the pigs value security. They got rocked a little bit last year with little things keep going wrong, they keep having to pay out. Well, this year it's going to be a lot more settled, especially around the home. There's not going to be so many quarrels family-wise. Everyone's going to be very understanding of how sensitive and how much care that you put in, and you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. Plus, money is not going to be leaking out so readily. You can get back to that bit of security and that financial stability that you need. Also going to be a very strong year for the Virgo goat. The Virgo goat, as we know, such a peace-loving, beautiful combination, can get a little bit withdrawn sometimes and fuss about themselves, sometimes put themselves down. Well, this is a year where you're going to sort of build yourself up a little bit and say, hold on a minute, I am being hard on myself. And other people will be putting a bit of effort in with a bit of flattery and a little bit of appreciation, and you're not going to feel as though you're sort of isolated, which that sort of combination can a little, especially if they aren't being valued, or they can feel a little bit lonely, but they're not going to feel that so much this year. And it's also very good for the nature, the Virgo, the love of beauty and the love of the earth, and definitely the environment, very caring. And also the goat, there's going to be some good stuff going on there, and they do have a real soft spot for animals as well, this combination. They may be able to get into something caring in that sense, something they've always wanted to do. Also, it's going to be a strong year for the Virgo dragon. The Virgo dragon, capable of many things. As I say, they have that drive of the dragon along with the finesse and the eye for detail of the Virgo, and that is a very, very good mixture. So it's going to be very good for finance. The dragon normally looks after themselves anyway. They always, money's attracted to them. A very generous combination, but they find that their generosity is not being lost on people, where they're not throwing money at people, they're sort of like getting some back as well. So that puts them in a good financial state, because sometimes they can be a little over generous for their own good. Now the next three in my section, ones that are going to need to be very wary and watchful. It's not going to be a disastrous year, but it's going to be one where I just got to keep an eye out for the pitfalls, and the worrying nature maybe of the Virgo may be alerted quite a few times, but it can be averted. All the tools that we've got on ourselves and the ones I've explained in your combination videos, we all have that armour within all of us, all the combinations to deal with this. And this next section of three Virgos are going to have to be, keeping an eye on things, and really so it doesn't drop into a particularly tough year. And the first on this list is the Virgo Ox. The Virgo Ox, very peace-loving, very gentle. They love the earth as well. They absolutely adore it. They love tranquility, and they love solitude even. Well, they're going to find that's going to be maybe interrupted a bit, and they're going to feel a bit rushed, and they might be feeling pressured in the sense of, and a bit claustrophobic even. I mean, they're very happy to be living out in the wilderness and, keeping themselves to themselves, or having their own little family, and things just ticking along just lovely for them, so they could just, concentrate with all their passion inward, and, and do things very precisely and very pragmatically. They might feel as though there's a lot of pressure on them this year, so just be aware. Get those decent people around you. Get talking to people. It is quite hard for the Ox sometimes to really open up, but they're going to need to, just to get that, that bit of faith back into themselves. And if they do need a favour, there are people there for them. they make excellent friends. So, you know, call in some favours for this this year and say, look, I may need help, or I may just need someone to talk to. Pick up the phone at whatever time, and someone will be there. But as long as you trust them, then you know they're decent. Also going to be tough for the Virgo rooster. Slightly tough, as I say. The born anxiousness of this combination, they are very analytical, and this could be a year where they go introverted and pick holes in themselves to the point of, you know, getting really down on themselves. We've got to be careful of that. The roosters' finances can fluctuate, as we know. They're very generous. They're a great friend, but sometimes I might feel I'm being taken for granted a little, or they're picking holes in themselves. They're sort of starting to think, oh, this is, you know, I did this wrong, I did that, and they just really need to put the positive slant on it and get positive people around them as well to remind them that they are valued. Also, tricky, very tricky for the Virgo monkey. The Virgo monkey is not one of the out there monkeys, not at all. They're very serious, they're very hard working, but they may find this year they're doing more than their fair share of work and covering for a few too many people who are taking maybe liberties with them by just giving them a little bit of flattery. And it's very difficult to fool the Virgo monkey, but they may find they're a bit sort of confused this year in the sense of, do they mean it, don't they mean it? Well, be very wary, because it could be a case of people just wanting to give you a little bit of flattery, sugarcoat things, just so you end up doing more than your share. You normally do anyway, but this will be much more apparent this year, where you're thinking, you're feeling pretty used. Don't do that. Be slightly more selfish and protective of yourself, and let people know around you, as I say, that you're not going to stand for that, and boom, put your foot down and don't worry about hurting anyone's feelings, because in this scenario they've tried to dupe you a little bit, so be wary. The next three are going to have a tough year. I won't make no bones about that. It's not very favourable, but we need to just cling on to all that resilience that we have in ourselves, and if we can get through a year like this, it's going to make us better and bigger and stronger, and you're going to feel pretty good. You can also gain some great friendships out of a year like this, because you'll be looking around for the people who stood by you, and you'll be going, that's what I'm talking about, that's what I wanted, and those people will remain very strong and form a good bond. It's going to be tough then for the Virgo rabbit. The Virgo rabbit, yes, they love to have a chat, they love their home, they love a little bit of gossip, but not in a nasty way. They just love to, you know, be involved. They love to be involved in everybody's life, in the family, and it normally revolves around their home. They're going to find there's quarrels, there's going to be a bit of conflict. May not be just with them, amongst their siblings, or amongst their children, or amongst their parents. They're going to find that they're going to be a little bit in the middle of everything going on, and it's going to unsettle them. The Virgo rabbit loves tranquility, they love non-conflict. Okay, they can white lie a little bit, but they only do it for the sake of continuity and nobody really getting hurt. They like everyone to just flow along and there to be no problems. But this year there's going to be problems with money and the house and the family, so be careful there. And as I say, really arm yourself with all your knowledge from the stuff before and your inner self. Get to doing what you're good at and stick to it. Stick to the principles. Also very tough for the Virgo snake. The Virgo snakes come out of having a wonderful year, a very strong, seductive, and a very powerful year to a year where their heartstrings are going to be tugged. They may have, you know, had it all their own way in love the last year or the year before, but this year they're going to have somebody who will hurt them back, genuinely hurt them back. They're not beyond getting hurt in that way and getting sentimental and wishing for what could have been, and all that can do is stifle the growth for this year. You're thinking, oh, what if, but that's bad, and it can send you on a little bit depressive, and you get a bit hyper, and it's going to be pretty bad if you do that to yourself. So remember, if it's in the past, Leave it in the past. Don't drag it all back up, because it's not going to help anybody. And last but not least, it's going to be an ultra tough year for the Virgo rat. The Virgo rat, who love to socialise, they're a gentle rat, but they're very, very tenacious still. You know, you can't forget that. But you're going to find that maybe your efforts are going on deaf ears. You're not getting rewarded at work. You could be in trouble financially. Everything is not favourable, especially travel. I wouldn't do that, think about doing that, or getting involved in any offshore investment, anything like that. Knuckle down, batten down the hatches, and just try and get through this, and get through it with the good people around you. You're a very good talker, so get talking to people, explain to them how you feel, and if you've got those problems at work, get talking to somebody, because, you know, it's going to be a rough ride. Well, to all the Virgos out there, I wish you all the very best of luck, and I hope it is a good year. But, as I say, if it's not supposed to be, if it's not meant to be, then just arm yourself, get through it, and you'll become stronger for it. Thanks very much for listening in.